Hello! Welcome back to Samuel's Tale. Our amazingly dressed hero is about to take on some bosses that, in the other playthrough, I got some help from. Some help for, I suppose, is more accurate. We're currently wearing the old ironclad armor, which, aside from looking ridiculous and weighing approximately 30 tons, it will prevent enemy backstabs. However, it will also make you fat roll unless you heavily spec into vitality. At any rate, I don't even really feel like I need to talk about this boss very much. The Dragon Rider is incredibly simple, whether or not you have a friend with you. These two power stance maces are more than enough to make short work of him, even with my self-imposed ironclad handicap. If we hit him enough, we can even stagger him, which is ordinarily something that we would need an Ultra Greatsword or help of a White Phantom with Ultra Greatsword to accomplish. All around, a pretty uninspiring fight, but given that this is technically the first boss in the game you can even access along with the last giant, it's okay. Now, this small detour is not a boss fight, but it does show something off. If you are so inclined, you can shoot the bell that summons the ghost ship with an arrow. This will have the same effect as pulling the lever. Now, this is sort of a pointless Easter egg, given that you sort of need to pass the bell to get to the ship anyway, but I suppose it would be useful if you had fallen to the ground and did not want to trek all the way back to pull the lever. You could simply shoot it with an arrow. Now, on the ghost ship, after having found some truly amazing change of clothes, we are going to be dual-wielding and power-stancing two thrusting swords, the Estoc and the Rapier. Now, the Flexile Sentry. Without Lucatiel to tank for us, this guy does become a bit more challenging. However, most of his attacks remain heavily telegraphed. However, due to the boss's size, they have a great deal of reach. You might think that because of the Flexile Sentry's nature as having effectively no blind spot, it would be difficult to find a way to get in on him. But fortunately for us, regardless of which side he attacks from, he's pretty darn slow. It's probably safest to attack from the side. However, most of his attacks leave plenty of time for you to get in and counterattack before he has a chance to wind up another. Now, I'm intentionally delaying this fight a little bit because I want to show off what exactly is happening in this arena. As you fight the Flexile Sentry, the ghost ship's hold gradually fills up with water. I do not believe that it will ever get up above waist height, but once it reaches a sufficient level, you will have impeded mobility. I'm not entirely sure what the exact cutoff is for when you start slowing down, but it appears to be about knee height. If you need to take a moment to stand back and heal, putting the central pillar in between you and the sentry can give you a valuable couple of seconds to protect you from his charges. Now, the somewhat reduced mobility in this fight is not a big deal. You don't really need to be moving super fast to avoid any of his attacks, and rolling still works perfectly fine, even in the water. Still, it's a nice touch. That will do it for now. We'll join Samuel later when he finds some more bosses to fight. Until then,